Hi everyone, Adam with you again. Today I've got a very special rehouse. It's my Grammostola pulchripes, Donnie Chaco. Now Donnie's special because he was my first ever tarantula 2.5 years ago. I remember receiving him through the post and being way more excited to receive a 1.5 centimeter spider than any grown man should be. But yeah, he kick-started me into really getting into all this stuff. So it's nice to see that he's finally ready to move from his sling box into a bigger enclosure. I've selected this Arachnosis terrestria rectangle XS. I'll just hold that up so you can see it. Yeah, so that should, the speed he's been growing, that should keep him happy for at least a couple of years, maybe 3, 4. I haven't been posting a lot of videos here basically because I haven't got a lot of rehouses to do. I just like to do the rehouse uploads. That's what I enjoy doing on here, but I'm trying to teach myself videography. In my spare time I'm a photographer, so I want to branch out my skill set. So hopefully trying to learn videography and some new color grading and editing software will motivate me to post the few rehouses I've got coming up on the channel. I've bought a load of enclosures ready for the rehouses, so hopefully I can get some discipline and make some videos for those. But without further ado, let's get Donnie moved. Donnie is a Grammostola pulchripes, as I mentioned, New World species. Generally appear on a lot of beginner lists, but this guy's been a bit of a knob. He steals paintbrushes, he flicks hairs. I've even had a fret pose out of him. So it goes to show that temperament can vary from spider to spider, even if the overall species reputation is docile or defensive. So just bear that in mind. But as a beginner, Donnie's been great for me, and it's really nice to see him going into a new home. So let's get him moved. Okay, so this is what Donnie's in currently. It's an Arachnosis sling box. He's been in there for 2.5 years. Super slow growing, but he's actually starting to look like a spider now. He's done a proper cowboy builder fuck job on his substrate, buried the water dish. His old beginner hide is somewhere in that substrate. But there's Donnie just hiding in the corner. And you should be able to see when we get him out, he's finally starting to display the golden knees and some of the adult coloration. So yeah, super slow growing, but I really hope his new home suits him. We're moving him into this Arachnosis. I think it's the Terrestria Rect XS. I'll throw the name up on the screen anyway, just in case. But I'll get building that enclosure now, and then we can move him. So I'm using some leftover Spider Life substrate that I had to buy in emergency. It seems to hold moisture quite well, but I really like this Terra Spider Rainforest for it holds moisture really well. Not so massively important with Donnie, but it's still a nice to have. So the option is there. So I'm going to top it with that. Give all the substrate I can. And the reason, if you don't know, something I've said a fair few times and something anyone who knows about tarantulas knows, that they don't like walking on substrate that's not been packed down firmly. They get really dainty and prima donna over it. So I think a little more, touch more, and we'll be done with that. I'll start to layer in this hide. Now the speed that Donnie's been growing, I think he should be okay in this for a number of years, to be honest. But we'll see. Maybe he'll have a growth spurt. I'm saying here, I don't know the sex yet. Hope for a girl. Just going to open the front of the enclosure. Pop a little water dish in for him to brutalise at some point, no doubt. Little fucking beanbag that he is. A little bit of moss adds some colour. And again, it's something that will retain a little bit of moisture. Just going to dig that out actually and pop the water dish in a bit firmer. And that's looking okay to me. Let's have a look and see what Donnie thinks about it. Alright, let's see if Donnie will go into this cup nicely. Once he managed to steal my paintbrush like a little Jedi, but we'll see. Just going to make sure that none of that substrate, oh, that's so well webbed. Yeah. If this will hold, oh, here he comes. Yeah, that substrate's going to hold that way. Oh, here he comes. Don't know if you can see Donnie. There he is. Right then, Donnie. I'm just going to try and get you into here. Will you come out for me? Oh, no. This way, mate. Good boy. Oh, aren't you nice? Oh, you suddenly got well behaved in your old age. Okay, so Donnie's in there quite happily now. I'm just going to leave him for a second. I'll switch over and we'll get him into the new enclosure. So let's get Donnie into his new home. It's really refreshing that he's actually started behaving, because for something that ends up on a lot of beginner species lists, he's a bit of a twat, to be fair. Stealing paintbrushes, flicking hairs and stomping around the place. So it goes to show, you know, you can follow beginner lists all you want, but sometimes you'll get a spider that misbehaves through a portion of its life, and if you're thinking of getting a tarantula, that's just something to be ready for. But they'll cause you no problems if you're gentle, respectful, keep your distance. And as you can see here, Donnie's just sat waiting to go to his new house, so let's not keep him waiting. Let's see what he thinks of the new pad. This way, Donnie. What do you think of that, mate? So Donnie sat ever so nicely. Look at him go. Yeah, he's been incredibly well behaved. I just hope he likes his new place. But yeah, the golden knees are slightly coming through now. No idea when Donnie's going to molt again. The molts are very infrequent. But size of this enclosure, it should last him a fair while. So that's Donnie, everyone. I'll hopefully post some photos of him on my Instagram at some point now, if he's a bit more visible. But yeah, Grammostola pulchripes, one of my favourites. Okay, so Donnie's safely in his new home. He didn't bring out his inner gangster to show you. He was super chilled and super nice. Not too exciting for the viewers on YouTube, but I really couldn't give a fuck as long as I've got a happy spider and I've had a stress-free half an hour, which in my life I need a stress-free half an hour. Like I said before, hopefully with trying to pick up a few more videography skills and trying to learn this editing software, I'll film the rehouses I've got coming up and get them up here for you. I've got Augustus, or Augie as I call him, my Pteranopelma sazami to do next, so he can be a little bit lively, so that should be fun. Also, just because I know he's watching, shout out to Bear, Mr. Bear, if you're watching, you're the best. I'm doing this because he's going to run around the living room now and driving it crazy, so that'll be funny. And yes, thank you for watching and thank you for commenting. It really motivates me knowing that these rehouses help you or give you a laugh occasionally. I know rehousing is the driest thing you can do in terms of tarantula content, but I'm not in the entertaining space. I just want to make things easier for people. If you want to see entertaining, take me to the pub. But genuinely do appreciate it. So thank you for watching and hopefully see you for the next Rehouse. Bye.